Good evening, America. I am Don Burgundy, alongside the ever-insightful Vivian Maddox. Tonight, we delve into the seismic shifts in U.S. trade policy that are sending shockwaves through the global economy.
Indeed, Don. President Trump has unveiled a series of sweeping tariffs that have left both allies and adversaries reeling. Let's break down what these tariffs entail and their potential ramifications.
On April 2nd, in what he termed Liberation Day, President Trump announced a 10% baseline tariff on all imports into the United States, effective April 5th. But that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Correct, Don. In addition to the universal tariff, the administration is imposing higher, country-specific tariffs on approximately 60 nations, based on perceived unfair trade practices. For instance, imports from China will face an additional 34% tariff, bringing the total to a staggering 54% when combined with existing levies. These elevated tariffs are set to commence on April 9th.
China hasn't taken this lightly. They've retaliated with a 34% tariff on all U.S. goods, escalating fears of a full-blown trade war. The European Union and other trading partners have also voiced strong opposition, labeling the U.S. measures as damaging and unjustified.
The domestic impact is already palpable. The Dow Jones Industrial Average has plummeted over 2,200 points in the past 2 days, erasing $6.4 trillion in market value. Economists warn of potential stagflation, with rising costs and slowing growth on the horizon.
Consumers are feeling the pinch as well. Major retailers like Walmart and Best Buy are signaling impending price hikes on electronics, apparel, and other goods. Some shoppers are rushing to make purchases before the tariffs take effect, fearing significant cost increases. Sorry about that. Sounds like there was an issue with the microphone. Looks like it's fixed anyway. And in response to these tariffs, major automakers are adjusting their strategies. General Motors and Nissan are ramping up production at their U.S. plants to mitigate the impact of increased import costs. GM, for instance, is adding 225 to 250 jobs at its Fort Wayne, Indiana plant to produce more Chevrolet Silverado and GMC Sierra trucks domestically.
Consumers are feeling the pinch as well. Major retailers like Walmart and Best Buy are signaling impending price hikes on electronics, apparel, and other goods. Some shoppers are rushing to make purchases before the tariffs take effect, fearing significant cost increases. Internationally, the response has been swift. Canada, for example, announced countermeasures, including a 25% tariff on $30 billion worth of U.S. goods, effective March 4th. This tit-for-tat strategy underscores the escalating tensions between the U.S. and its trading partners.
Yeah, critics argue that these tariffs could undermine decades of international economic cooperation and potentially lead to a global recession. The administration, however, maintains that these measures are necessary to rectify trade imbalances and protect American industries.
As the situation evolves, we'll continue to monitor the economic and geopolitical fallout. For now, Americans should brace for potential price increases and market volatility in the coming weeks.
Stay tuned to News Channel 1 for the latest updates on this developing story.
Shifting gears to the central United States, residents are bracing for what meteorologists are calling generational flooding. Continuous, heavy rainfall is expected to dump over a foot of rain by Sunday, affecting states including Tennessee, Kentucky, Arkansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma, where the wind goes whipping through the plains. Authorities are urging residents to heed evacuation orders and safety advisories.
Turning to the tech world, President Trump has granted TikTok another 75-day extension to find a US buyer, postponing the app's potential ban. This decision comes amid ongoing negotiations and concerns over data security.
Locally, here in Phoenix, several incidents have made headlines. Early this morning, a 49-year-old Glendale man drove off the I-10 overpass at 79th Avenue, crashing into the median below. Authorities suspect impairment was a factor. The driver sustained serious injuries and was transported to a local hospital.
In another incident, a motorcyclist was seriously injured in a multi-vehicle crash in Surprise. The motorcycle ended up wedged underneath a vehicle, and the rider was taken to the hospital with severe injuries. The cause of the crash is under investigation.
The Phoenix Police Department has implemented a new curfew for minors attending the First Friday events downtown. This measure aims to address the rise in violent crime during these gatherings. Parents are advised to ensure their children comply with the new regulations.
Phoenix police responded to reports of gunfire around 2 a.m. Upon arrival, they witnessed a large group fleeing the scene. Amidst the chaos, they discovered a 21-year-old female with a fatal gunshot wound. She was pronounced dead at the scene.
Additionally, a juvenile male was transported to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Authorities revealed that the altercation began inside the house party and escalated outside, leading to a massive exchange of gunfire.
Investigators recovered over 300 shell casings from the area, indicating the severity of the shootout. Multiple homes and vehicles in the vicinity were also struck by bullets.
The woman that passed away was a beloved nursing assistant at Camelback Academy, where she had been a student herself. Her colleagues and family remember her as a compassionate individual dedicated to caring for others.
Phoenix police are urging anyone with information or video footage related to the incident to come forward. They believe that additional evidence could be crucial in identifying those responsible.
Anyone with information is encouraged to contact Silent Witness at 480-WITNESS. For Spanish speakers, the number is 480-TESTIGO. Tips can remain anonymous. Now let's go to Rex Thunder with sports.
Whammy! Strap in and grab your pit passes, because this is Rex Thunder coming at you hot with a sports report spicier than a Carolina Reaper on race day, folks. Let's fire up the throttle with some high-octane drama from last weekend's Supercross madness in Seattle. Yeah, I'm talking about the slap heard around the pits. That's right, Haiden Deegan, cross phenom and occasional cage rattler, laid hands on Julien Bad Juju Beaumer. Cameras caught it. Fans lost it. And the internet? Oh, baby. It exploded like a two-stroke on nitro. Now look, Deegan's our boy. We've seen the kid grow from 65 cc's to full beast mode, but come on, man. He just got out of the pokey a week ago. You'd think maybe he'd chill for one race, but nah. He goes full WWE right in the paddock. That said, shout out to Bad Juju Beaumer. The Lake Havasu kid didn't back down. Took the slap like a champ, stood tall, and rode his tail off. Got to give the hometown hero some love. Julien, you're representing Arizona like a beast out there. And hey, if Deegan's throwing hands, you must be doing something right. AMA officials are investigating, which is race world code for we're gonna fine him, but still wanna sell jerseys. Stay tuned for fallout. But for now, we got memes, slow-mo slap replays, and Arizona boys don't play. Elsewhere in sports, Final Four fever hits Phoenix this weekend. State Farm Stadium's prepped and ready as Purdue, NC State, UConn, and Alabama punch their tickets to the big dance. The energy in the valley is off the charts. Hotels are booked, streets are buzzing, and if you're lucky enough to have a ticket, you're living the dream, baby. And in the NBA, your Phoenix Suns are riding high after a hard-fought W over the Timberwolves last night. Kevin Durant looked smooth as silk, and Devin Booker dropped buckets like it was raining threes in July. They're clawing for playoff position, and with just a handful of games left, every possession matters. And finally, MLB season is in full swing. The D-backs open strong, but they've got to tighten up that bullpen if they want to stay in the conversation. Still early days, though. Plenty of innings to turn things around. All right, sports fans, that's your weekly fix from yours truly, Rex Thunder. Stay loud, stay loyal, and remember, it ain't just a game, it's the Thunder.
Hey there, folks. Chase Storm here, coming in hot with your daily dose of entertainment and music news. Let's jump right in and see what the stars are up to this Friday, April 4th, 2025. First up, a touching story out of Hollywood. Actress Michelle Williams is showing support for her Dawson's Creek co-star, James Van Der Beek, who recently revealed he's battling colorectal cancer. She says she's been in contact and is keeping him in her thoughts. It's a tough time, but he's got a lot of love behind him. Over in Nashville, This Is Us star Chrissy Metz has made a big move. She's packed up and left LA, saying she needed a better quality of life. Now she's getting back to her roots, spending more time with family, and diving even deeper into country music. Nashville suits her well. And a big happy birthday to Robert Downey Jr., who turned 60 today. That's right, Iron Man himself hits the big 6-0. Fans got a rare peek at some adorable family photos of him with his 3 kids. RDJ might be a superhero on screen, but he's clearly a softie at home. Now let's talk tunes. A few big drops this weekend. First, Elton John and Brandi Carlile have teamed up for a new collab. The early reviews are already calling it one of the best cross-generational pairings in years. Ed Sheeran just released a track called Azizam. It's a blend of acoustic charm and global fusion, showing off his more experimental side. And Miley Cyrus is getting deep with a new single titled End of the World. It's haunting, powerful, and pure Miley. Fans are loving it. Looking ahead to summer, the TRNSMT Festival lineup just dropped, and it's fire. We're talking Biffy Clyro, Snow Patrol, and even 50 Cent headlining in Glasgow this July, plus a new focus on emerging artists thanks to a revamped BBC introducing stage. And for the weekend binge watchers, Hulu's loading up your queue. New this weekend is Dying for Sex, Fire Force Season 3, Subbed, and classics like Fantastic Mr. Fox and the Darjeeling Limited. Plenty to stream while you recover from the work week. And that's your scoop in entertainment and music. But hold on, y'all. Don't touch that dial. Let me introduce y'all to a man who's hotter than a $2 pistol and twice as reliable. Beau Country, one of the newest stallions out of the Cyphe Film stable. And let me tell you, this guy's got it all. We're talking short-cropped hair under that well-worn Stetson, a jawline that could slice a watermelon, and biceps so big they make watermelons nervous. He's got that denim-on-denim confidence, a dirt-caked pickup truck, a dog named Huck, and a voice that sounds like he chews gravel and spits pure gold records. His debut self-titled album, with hit singles like Country Nights, just dropped this week, and it's already making its way across dusty back roads and stealing hearts from honky tonks to high rises. And get this, Beau just dropped a steaming hot music video, filmed on his uncle's ranch right outside Casa Grande. There's slow-mo hay, bale lifts, beers cracked at golden hour, Beau strumming that guitar while sitting on the tailgate, and yeah, Grandma's apple pie on the porch. I nearly cried. Let's take a little 30-second taste of that sizzling new video. I mean, stars. We're living life without the scars. Stories told and laughter shared in these simple moments. Nothing spared. We're dancing in the moonlight, shoes kicked off, singing with the crickets. Never enough cold beers in our hands, friends all around. In this country night, we're glowing. Can we talk about the lighting? The warmth, the man, the myth, the literal legend. It's like if Chris Stapleton and Superman had a baby, and he grew up on 100 acres with a heart of gold and a six-pack forged by hauling feed sacks. Beau's not just singing about country life. He's living it. Every lyric feels like a handshake, a sunrise, and a John Deere ignition, all rolled into one. So if you ain't heard Beau Country, do yourself a favor. Grab a cold beer, sit your patriotic behind on a tailgate, and let his music baptize you in Americana glory. That's all for music and entertainment today, folks. Chase Storm, signing off until next time, where the music's hot and the gossip's hotter.
Hey, good morning, folks. Tom here with your Friday forecast, and let me tell you, it's been one wild week for weather, and it's not letting up just yet. Let's start off nationally. A late-season winter storm is sweeping across parts of the Rockies and upper Midwest today. Colorado, Wyoming, and parts of South Dakota are waking up to heavy snow and icy roads. Some spots could see over 10 inches by tonight. Yeah, it's April. But Mother Nature's got jokes. Out east, we've got a soggy one. Rain stretching from the Carolinas up through D.C., Philly, and into New York City. Expect gusty winds and heavy downpours through the afternoon. Bring that umbrella, and maybe a kayak. Meanwhile, the West Coast is looking pretty chill. Sunny skies across most of California, from San Diego to Sacramento, with highs in the low to mid-70s. Not bad, folks. Now here at home in Arizona, Phoenix is staying warm and dry today. High around 84 degrees, clear skies, with just a light breeze this afternoon. Flagstaff is cooling down again after a few flakes earlier this week. Today's high? Just around 48 degrees with partly cloudy skies, and a slight chance of some light snow showers tonight. Yep, still. Tucson is feeling great. High of 79, plenty of sunshine, perfect for lunch on the patio or a little desert hike. Prescott, you'll see some cloud cover this afternoon, but nothing major. Temps hovering around 60 degrees with a cool breeze. And day to grab a coffee and go for a scenic stroll, or, just stand outside and soak in the vibes. All right, that's your forecast. Stay warm, stay safe, and whatever the weather, keep it cool. I'm Tom, and I'll see you under the sun, or maybe the snow.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate the forecast, as always. And listen, that whole 2 to 4 centimeters of snow thing in Sedona the other day. What is that, like an inch?
Barely. Honestly, Tom, we love you. But nobody uses centimeters here. You give us metric and expect us to just do math with our morning coffee.
Hey, I'm just trying to bring a little international flair to the forecast. Plus, it sounds way more dramatic, right? 4 centimeters sounds intense.
Buddy, this is America. We measure things in football fields and Big Macs. All right?
Or in how many dogs high is that mountain?
All right. Next time I'll say a teensy bit of snow you'll probably forget by lunch.
It's settled. Tom's going metric, but the rest of us are sticking with freedom units.
All right, folks. It's time for the part of the show that makes us question humanity just enough. It's time for the funnies. Today's theme? Missed connections and weird classifieds. Yes, real ads from imaginary weirdos. To the woman in the produce aisle at Safeway on Bell Road. You were inspecting the cantaloupes. I was inspecting you, inspecting the cantaloupes. Our eyes met over organic fruit. I dropped my zucchini in shock. Call me.
Okay, first of all, who writes that? Second, what does he mean by inspecting? Is this a grocery store or a dating app?
Either way, buddy, clean up your zucchini. Not a euphemism.
Seeking roommate must be okay with taxidermy. Not actual animals. I just have a lot of plush raccoons I've sewn little tuxedos onto. No smoking, no loud music must. Love. Raccoons.
A hard maybe from me. I mean, I do like raccoons, but I draw the line at formal wear.
This is why you're single.
You, guy in a werewolf costume at the Circle K on McDowell. Me, terrified. Let's talk.
Oh, good. Nothing brings people together like unexpected lycanthropy.
It's the full moon of love, baby.
Free to a good home. One haunted air fryer. Makes perfect fries, but also whispers your secrets back to you at night.
I'd buy that for science.
Same. And for fries.
Mysterious whistler from 7-Eleven. Saturday night. You whistled a haunting tune. I spilled my Slurpee. And I've never felt more alive. Message me if you exist, or if you don't. I'm open to ghosts.
A romantic and a medium. It's giving ghosted. Literally.
That's the kind of vibe I want from 7-Eleven. Soda, hot dogs, and existential dread.
Looking for someone to reenact the final scene of Titanic with me. I have the door. You bring the emotional baggage. Must be okay with getting wet.
Wow. Honestly, that's kind of romantic.
Kind of tragic. I hope this poor soul finds their soggy DiCaprio.
All right, that's enough for one day. For today's edition of Channel 1 News. Remember, we bring you the facts and the fun. So stay curious, stay skeptical, and most importantly, don't just take my word for it. Go do your own research. Because knowing is half the battle. And the other half, probably misinformation. See you next time.